Okay, so it is now my honor to introduce the leader of this great state, Governor Gina Raimondo. Let me just say a few words about our governor. Governor Raimondo is the 75th governor of Rhode Island and the first woman ever to hold the office. She assumed the office in January 2015, having previously served as the state's general treasurer. For anyone who is not familiar with the governor's biography, following her graduation from Harvard as a top economics student, she successfully pursued a Rhodes Scholarship and doctorate in sociology from Oxford University, and then a JD from Yale Law School, just for good measure. So in other words, you might call her somewhat of an underachiever. Prior to politics, Governor Raimondo had a very successful career in the venture capital industry, eventually co-founding the first venture capital firm in Rhode Island, Point Judith Capital. In her first term as governor, she has aggressively and successfully pursued a pro-growth, pro-jobs agenda for Rhode Island. Governor Raimondo's hallmark policy initiatives have included dramatically revamping Rhode Island's approach to workforce development through the Real Jobs Rhode Island program, bolstering the state's tools for economic development, and reinvesting in the state's advanced manufacturing base and enhanced resources to encourage innovation and public-private partnerships. For those of us in local industry who have had the privilege to work with the governor, truly there is no doubt she is the hardest working, most persistent, and most dedicated advocate for the people of Rhode Island. With that, please join me in welcoming Governor Raimondo.
Thank you. Thank you, and thank you to Raytheon for all that you do here in Rhode Island. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. For those of you who are not from Rhode Island, welcome to the Ocean State. It's a little breezy today, but it's a gorgeous day in Newport nonetheless, so I hope they let you out of here to enjoy some of the day outside. I want to recognize a few members of my team who are here. I have General Callahan, my tag, who is terrific up here at the front table. Director of Veterans Affairs, Kasim Yarn, who is right here. Kasim, you can't miss Kasim. We call him the big guy in my operation. I also have Mike Steinmetz, who is my Director of Cybersecurity. Great to have you guys with me. We have several members of our General Assembly, legislators who are here, Senator DePalma, Rep. Ruggiero. Great to be with you guys. I want to give a big shout out to, and Lori White, who's the head of the Providence Chamber of Commerce, who does a fantastic job in helping us to move Rhode Island's economy forward. So thank you to your team. I also want to give a huge shout out to Molly McGee. Everyone here knows Molly. Molly is amazing, really. SENEDIA is so important to Rhode Island and to the defense industry and to our economic comeback. And Molly is resourceful and has been a great partner to my team and I in all that we've been doing. And so I just want to thank you, thank all of you, for what you do. If we're going to get things done, we have to do it together and collaboratively. The businesses that are here, General Dynamics and Raytheon, some of the smaller companies who do business in Rhode Island, I hope you can attest to my philosophy, which is that we're here to be your partner. You're going to grow in Rhode Island if we partner together. And to those of you who don't have businesses here, that's Scott Jensen, my head of labor and training, is also here. And those of you who are not yet doing business in Rhode Island, that should be your takeaway, which is that doing business in Rhode Island, in the governor's office, throughout my team, we're here as your partner so you can be successful. In fact, on my way in here, Paul and I were just talking about how we can help make it easier for Raytheon to hire veterans. And my head of Veterans Affairs and I said, well, let's get on it. Let's help. Let's collaborate. Let's help you meet the needs of your businesses. Molly also served on my Cyber Security Commission, which led to the hiring of Mike Steinmetz, who's Rhode Island's first cybersecurity director, reporting directly to me. Cyber is an unbelievably important issue, one that keeps me up at night. I think it's the only issue, since I've been governor, there's been 2 issues that I've done more than one executive order on. The first is the opioid overdose epidemic, and the second is cybersecurity. And there are several people in this room who served on my cyber task force. Thank you for what you did. Those of you who haven't yet had a chance to meet Mike, I hope that you will. It's an incredibly important position. He comes with a combination of private sector and public sector experience, but that's another area where we have to partner. We have to partner. The only silver lining, if there is one, in the cyber threats is it's an opportunity to create jobs. So my #1 job is to protect the people of Rhode Island, and we want to assess the threat and meet the vulnerability. But if we can create jobs in the process, through cyber IT training programs, through supporting businesses that are here, through public-private partnerships in cyber, we want to do that. So please get to know my team while you're here. It was important for me to come by and say a few words because the defense industry is incredibly important to Rhode Island. You know, obviously we're here in Newport. Rhode Island for a long time has been a national hub for the naval defense industry. For obvious reasons. You know, just within a few miles of where we're sitting, we have the Navy's War College, we have the Naval Undersea Warfare Center, we have a Raytheon operation, we have General Dynamics, we have hundreds of vendors to these companies. It's what we do, it's who we are, and I'm very proud of that. And it matters to the people of Rhode Island because almost 30,000 Rhode Islanders out of a state of 1 million people make their living in the defense industry. It's also one of the fastest growing industries in Rhode Island, growing in the past few years at double digits, 12% growth rate. And something I care a lot about, they're good jobs. They're high-paying jobs. The defense industry, the jobs in the defense cluster are the highest wage jobs of any cluster in Rhode Island's economy. So it's tens of thousands of people earning their living in an industry that we have historical strength in. And for all those reasons, I'm here today to further express my support for the defense industry, for the Navy, the naval industry, and for the innovation that's going to continue to fuel those industries as we go forward. So what does that support look like? Some of it is what I already said. It's access to the governor and my team. It is a collaborative partner and an open ear to listen to your needs in industry. It's improving our business climate overall. Since I've been governor, we've reduced a number of business taxes. The corporate tax we've reduced, the corporate minimum tax we've reduced. We've eliminated a tax that we had on commercial use of energy and electricity, and we're going to continue to do that. It's making it easier to do business in Rhode Island. We've gotten rid of a number of regulations, and I'm going to continue to do that. Get rid of the red tape to make it easier to do business in Rhode Island. But it's also, as was mentioned, investing in workforce development. It is my goal to make Rhode Island's workforce development system the best in America. And that starts in kindergarten, by the way. School opens this week in most places in Rhode Island. We will be, this year, when we open school, the first state in America to teach computer science starting in kindergarten in every public school district in the state. So we're doing that in partnership with Microsoft and URI and Brown and a number of places. That's good news for you guys. You're going to want to hire someone, that 5-year-old kid learning how to sort. By the way, if you ever want to put a smile on your face, go watch a group of kindergartners learning computer science. They learn how to sort themselves. They learn the basics of sorting, so they line them all up in these rows, and they have to sort themselves and get back in line by the end. Adorable. But all of that thinking and sorting and analytics is going to pop out the other end of the system, technician that you're going to want to hire. because they can solve problems, they're digitally literate, and they're, eager and ready to work. We've just made it so that every high school this year, first thing, a big initiative of my administration, every high school graduate in the state of Rhode Island can go to our community college for 2 years tuition free. Over 1,100 kids have signed up for it. It's great. It is great. And you know what? At the same time, we are completely transforming our community college behind a new leader who we're making it a workforce development engine. And they have, President Hughes is the new president there. Her mantra is collaborate with industry. They have a new cyber program. They have a new IT program. She has a number of programs. We're working incredibly collaboratively with General Dynamics. We opened a new campus in the town of Westerly, just focused on the needs of industry. Phenomenal welding program, IT program, cyber program, all with the community college, directly responsive to the needs of employers. And the fact that it's tuition free means that these kids are going to go and graduate and come out with the skills that you need to hire. And then the final thing that's already been mentioned is our Real Jobs Rhode Island program, led by the amazing Scott Jensen, with great help from a lot of people in this room, including Molly and a number of the companies that are here. Again, it's demand-driven workforce training. When I hired Scott, I said, Scott, the days of train and pray are over. Train people and pray somebody will hire them, because you don't really know if you're training them in the right thing. None of that. So we've turned it upside down. We have industry clusters. The defense industry is a big cluster. The IT industry is a big cluster. Cyber is a big cluster. Marine technology is a big cluster. You tell us what you need, we'll train them. We've trained well over 1,000 people. These are folks that are getting jobs who were either previously unemployed or underemployed. So, by the way, if you're wondering if this is working, the answer is we're starting to see some great success. The day I was elected governor, we had the highest unemployment rate in America, and today, for the first time in 20 years, our unemployment rate's below the national average. So this is a state that's on the move. Gallup had ranked us in 2014, which is the year I was elected. Gallup had ranked us 50 out of 50 for our business climate, business creation index. A couple months ago, they put out the same survey. We're 26. By the way, we're on the way to number 1. So if we can go 50 to 26 in 2 years, what do you think, team? I think we can do this. But I'm thrilled to have you here. I am thrilled to have you here. Rhode Island is a fantastic place to live and do business. And my whole team's here because we want you to know that we're on your team. And when you add jobs, that's good for Rhode Island. 30,000 people make their living in this industry. And by the way, you're protecting the nation in the process. I'm not going to go into that, though we just had a brief chat about that. We need you not only to keep this economy strong, but to keep this country strong. And so you have it's an extra important role that you play in maintaining the freedom of this great country. So thank you for being here, and I hope you have a terrific conference.
So, Governor, thank you so much for your continued support of SENEDIA, for all that you do for our state and for our country. As a small token of our appreciation, you have one of the highly sought-after SENEDIA coins.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you very much.
Matches my outfit.
There you go.
Thank you.